India has a rich and complex history that stretches back thousands of years. The subcontinent has been invaded and ruled by numerous foreign powers over the centuries, including the Mughals, the British, and others. What if India was never invaded? It's an intriguing question, and one that has puzzled historians and scholars for centuries. On the one hand, it's possible to imagine a scenario in which India continued to develop under its own rulers, without the influence of foreign invaders. On the other hand, it's also possible that internal conflicts and rivalries would have prevented the subcontinent from achieving its full potential. Let's explore this fascinating topic and see what we can learn. According to historians, the Mughal Empire had a profound impact on India's culture, economy, and political systems. The Mughals brought with them a rich tradition of art, architecture, and literature. They also established a system of land revenue, which helped to stabilize the economy. However, they also imposed their own religious beliefs on India's diverse population and engaged in brutal military campaigns. Similarly, the British Empire had a significant impact on India's economy. Prior to the arrival of the British, India was the world's largest economy, with a share of global GDP of around 25%. By the early 19th century, this share had fallen to just 4%. The British Empire also caused a significant decline in India's textile industry, which had been one of the world's most advanced. Under British rule, India's textile exports fell from 20% of the global total in the 18th century to just 2% in the 20th century. What would India look like today if it had never been invaded? According to scientists and researchers, India's economy may have continued to dominate the world. Before the invasions, India was one of the richest and most prosperous countries in the world. In 1600, India's share of global GDP was 24.4%, while Europe's was only 23.3%. By 1700, India's share of global GDP had fallen to 22.6%, while Europe's had risen to 28.1%. By 1950, India's share of global GDP had fallen to 4.2%, while the United States had risen to 27.3%. Without the invasions, India may have continued to thrive and grow economically, building upon its already rich cultural heritage. Without the influence of foreign invaders, it's possible that the caste system would have evolved differently, or not existed at all. Indian mathematicians and scientists made numerous contributions to mathematics and astronomy. The concept of zero was invented in India in the 5th century, and Indian mathematicians also made significant contributions to algebra, trigonometry, and calculus. Indian astronomers accurately calculated the length of a year and the size of the Earth's orbit around the Sun, among other things. Research has shown that India's economy has grown significantly in the past few decades, but poverty and income inequality remain major challenges. According to the World Bank, around 22% of India's population still lives below the poverty line, and income inequality is among the highest in the world. In terms of women's rights, India has made progress in recent years, but there is still a long way to go. The Global Gender Gap Report 2021 ranked India 140th out of 156 countries in terms of gender equality, with particularly low scores in the areas of economic participation and political empowerment. It's worth noting that there is no consensus among historians on what India's history would have looked like if it had never been invaded. While some argue that India would have continued to thrive under its own rulers, others suggest that internal conflicts and rivalries would have prevented the subcontinent from achieving its full potential. Nonetheless, it's fascinating to speculate on what could have been. Without foreign invasions, India's economy may have continued to dominate. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestion for future videos, let us know in the comment section and we will see you in the next one.